You can think of some priest who fits the bill. Now answer the question, Father Paranoid.
Yeah, and he had his head turned around.
I've rarely ever seen anymore in primitive cultures. Of course, there is one outside chance for a cure.
Do you have any religious beliefs?
You're telling me that I should take my daughter to a witch doctor. Is that it?
You know, if she does get cured.
Right, joke's on you.
Yeah, they're going to think that, oh, well, it was all in her head.
Girl, if you put this in Reagan's bedroom, I want you to tell me. Now, did you?
Not me. This was under Reagan's pillow. Did you put it there? Of course I didn't. I didn't put it.
Might your daughter remember, perhaps, if Mr. Dennings was in her room that night? The deceased comes to visit, stays only 20 minutes, and leaves all alone a very sick girl. My opinion, he was killed by a very powerful man. The deceased was killed and then pushed from your daughter's window. But nobody was in the room, except your daughter's. Incidentally, you might ask your daughter if she remembers seeing Mr. Dennings in her room that night.
When she's better, I'll ask her.
Couldn't hurt.
Oh, crap. Now you know the cop is going to want to come back in.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Oh, her
God,
soul.
holy
crap. Oh, my God.
Come
Her
on.
crotch.
Oh,
Oh, she's hurting herself.
yeah.
What she did. Your canting daughter.
I'm very sorry.
It's all right. I should have told you I wouldn't be in uniform.
Yeah, would have helped. How did Shrink ever get to be a priest?
It's the other way around. The society sent me through medical school.
Oh, how do you go about getting an exorcism?
Beg your pardon?
If a person's, possessed by a demon or something.
Miss McNeil, since the day I joined the Jesuits, I've never met one priest who has performed an exorcism. Not one.
Since my little girl.
And that's all the more reason to forget about exorcism.
You could explain what happened.
Could you see her?
Yes, I could. I could see her as a psychiatrist, but I can't
Oh,
see
not a psychiatrist. She needs a priest.
Oh, they made it.
Oh, my God. Look at her.
Whoa.
Look at her.
Oh,
Like vomiting all over
I'm a
herself.
friend of your mother's. I'd like to help you.
Let loosen the straps.
I'm demon killers.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo
Look
these
at her
straps.
eyes.
If you're the devil, why not make the straps disappear?
Your mother's in here with his curse. Would you like to leave a message? I see she gets it.
Oh,
Ew.
Oh, my God. What the? It's like pea soup.
Look, I'm only against the possibility of doing your daughter more harm than good.
Nothing you could do could make it any worse.
Look, your daughter doesn't say she's a demon. She says she's the devil himself. Now, if you've seen as many psychotics as I have, you'd realize that's the same thing as saying you're Napoleon Bonaparte.
You tell me you know for a fact that an exorcism wouldn't do any good. You tell me that.
Did you know my mother died recently?
Yes, I did. I'm very sorry.
No. Is Reagan aware of it?
Not at all.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
You like that?
Intensely.
How long are you planning to stay in Reagan?
Until she rots and lies stinking in the earth.
Oh, it burns! Who are you?
Sympathy.
Close.
I told Reagan that was holy water. I sprinkled it on her and she reacted very violently. It's tap water.
She killed Bert Denny. She pushed him out her window.
It's a language, all right. It's English in reverse.
This child's gonna die.
Music.
What does it say? Help me?
Help me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's coming.
Convinced that it's genuine?
No, not really, I suppose.
Might be best to have a man of experience, maybe someone who spent time in foreign missions.
We'll see who's around.
What about the Exorcist? Have you any ideas? How about Lancaster Merrin? He's had experience.
I didn't know that.
10, 12 years ago, I think, in Africa. The exorcism supposedly lasted months. Heard it damn near killed him.
Is Father Karras here?
Yes.
Father,
Father Karras.
it's an honor to meet you.
Looks horrible.
Especially important is the warning to avoid conversations with the demon. We may ask what is relevant. Anything beyond that is dangerous.
I think it might be helpful if I gave you some background. Different personalities Reagan has manifested. So far, I'd say there seem to be 3. She's convinced that
There is
she's...
only one.
Stick your cock up her ass, you motherfucking worthless cocksucker.
Whoa.
Some of them equally be powerless to harm her.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Karras, you faithless swine.
Come on, please.
The Lord be with you.
Lift your mighty hand, cast him out of your servant, Reagan Therese McNeil, though he may no longer hold captive this prisoner.
Oh, it's levitating now. How do you explain
Push it right
that?
out the window.
Father Karras.
Give to your holy apostles the power to tramp underfoot serpents.
Imagine being the neighbors.
Ooh, so the face.
Oh, that's a good burp.
Burping.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew, it's
Look at
foaming green shit. Get the crap off of her.
Careful.
Oh.
Don't go out the window.
Oh,
Oh, he's laughing.
Please don't
don't tell me.
possess him too. Please don't.
Of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh, God with the head. That's so
No. God.
Oh no.
creepy.
Oh,
He's gonna kill the kid.
Damien,
Whoa.
Ah.
Okay.
Amen.
on this your servant,
You left her alone, you
Reagan
guys.
Therese.
Oh, crap.
Now for my next trick. Holy water.
Holy water.
Go get it,
guys.
quick.
Holy water. Quickly.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
But will he try to jump to one of them?
Compels you.
Yeah, but now they gotta tie her back
The
up.
power of Christ compels you.
God the Father commands you.
No! He's gonna strangle him! Oh. Holy shit.
Ooh.
What the hell is that?
That's a statue.
Oh yeah.
So it's not just in one go, it's many times?
Yeah, that other exorcism was what, months?
Yeah.
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 Doesn't make sense. I think the point is to make us despair.
Oh my God.
Oh, I see. His
Oh.
mommy.
He's getting sucked in. Don't.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Dime, why you do this to me?
Don't listen.
See?
Isso é bolinho por as menos. Basta crevates.
You're not my mother!
Don't listen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Is she gonna die?
No.
Oh.
What happened?
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, there she's there by the bed.
Is he dead?
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Jeez. God.
Come into me. God damn you. Take me.
I know, yes.
Don't. No! What?
Oh.
No!
Oh, yeah?
The same stairs.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
he's gonna meet the
Oh,
inspector.
no.
Did he die too?
Yeah.
So did he get rid of the spirit and kill himself?
Maybe.
It looked like it
That
went
looked like
into
it
him.
came out of her. His friends,
Oh.
the
Oh,
priest.
Yes, yes. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
He wrote to himself and upon the becomes to. How many blood does it feel?
Oh,
It's
his
so
dear
good.
friend.
That's everything.
I miss you.
Same here. I found this in her room.
She doesn't remember any of it.
That's good.
Maybe she does kind of remember.
Yeah, maybe.
About the other priest, about Jimmy.
Father Dyer? I thought you'd like to keep this.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's nice, sweetie.
Why don't you keep it?
Please tell me that was it. And
I know.
It's
No,
not
I
like
know.
attached
His
to
eyes
him
turn
now or
green.
something.
I throw up green foamy stuff.
I know, because
On
he
the
was
window.
hugging his friend.
Yeah.
And
Lieutenant? You just missed him.
Hey, you want to go to the movies?
You go to Phil?
Get some information out of it.
Okay, I was suspicious about
Oh
that.
my
God.
God.
Ooh-wee.
That was
The music,
Oh,
too.
very
yeah.
impressive.
Oh, God.
Very impressive.
Woo!
That's all I can say.
Yeah,
They're
that's
based on a
right.
novel.
1973.
Woo!
Yeah, just this music
Wow.
now. I mean, even all the way through the strings and just like that.
The high-pitched violin and
Oh my God.
I wonder how she survived all the her, her neck being
I
twisted
know.
around. It's like that.
I know.
Everything
we like
else.
to say that.
I mean, I know she was
The
healing
demon
too
took
at the
over.
end when it came to the cuts. So I don't know, just being possessed by a demon.
I
Maybe
think
some of it
something
wasn't.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was
it
just
was.
the demon body at that point. You
Yeah,
have to
like
think
more of
that.
the demon or
Right,
something.
right.
Because
Yeah,
how
what
did she
happened?
survive? And holy
Wow.
crap! Like all
Yeah.
these tie-ins of like the first guy getting murdered,
Yes.
like getting his
Right,
neck
yes.
twisted and thrown down the stairs,
Right.
That's right.
like thrown out the window down the
Wow.
stairs.
Exactly.
So much going
First off, why was he there? Did he leave the cross there? Who knows? But he was drunk, so maybe he missed the room. He was trying to go to the bathroom and he went in the room accidentally. I don't know, but but the demon threw him out the window. The window was open naturally because it wasn't, broken.
Yeah.
When he went down the stairs. So, my God, that was the first.
Wow, yeah.
And Reagan kind of had a talk with her mom. I know you like him, so maybe she didn't like that, within herself, and the demon preyed upon that.
Yeah, maybe. I think
I
the
know.
demon just knew her because he was
Yeah.
inside her, that
Yeah.
he just wanted to hurt someone close.
Yeah.
That's right.
That
Right.
possibly could hurt the family more.
Mhm.
Maybe it was like inside her too, but I think
Oh,
it was
yeah.
completely separate. I don't think it was her inner workings. I think he was just an evil guy who just
No,
wanted
right,
to-
but she herself had maybe some little jealousy of her mom having a friend, and the demon took that and said, okay.
Maybe, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely could be,
Yeah.
or it could just be because they know that the devil knows he's a connection and wants
True.
to just destroy
Yeah.
anyone. But it could be either.
Just like Damien with his mom.
That's
you
right.
know,
I knew
and
about that.
Just feeding off of that, going into, having mom speak for Dimmy and, really getting to him. And it did. And the other priest said, you need to leave. You can't.
definitely.
Because he knew that it was getting too much for him.
Yeah. I was afraid to see this. I know that sounds silly, but it's an older movie. It's 1973. Doesn't mean it wasn't a really well done
Absolutely
movie
not.
because
It
it
was
was very
phenomenal.
good.
Wow.
I'm impressed because of all the stuff we've seen on the channel. I am more desensitized. Like, I still found this very scary,
Yeah,
very
me too.
disturbing.
Mhm.
But I
That's
could
my
handle
worst.
the scenes the one scene that I really remember is the spider walk down the
Oh,
stairs.
yes,
That
was
is
oh my God.
Hands down. That was
And all the
really
blood
creepy.
coming out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to do something
Oh.
like that, I think this was probably a very original idea when it first came out in 1973. And here she's running down the stairs and no special effects. She was probably on wires and ran down. I'm like, that's insane to even do
Yeah,
that. It's
something
dangerous in
else,
itself. But that scene I remember a friend was watching it, and I walked into the living room and sat down for a second right before that scene came on. So they were talking, and then all of a sudden you see this girl run down the stairs like that and spew blood. And I remember getting such chills as a kid where I almost started crying right there. I remember just getting up and walking away, and it traumatized me. So that was one major scene that made me go, I am never watching this movie.
Yeah, and that was the one scene that she actually got out of the bedroom. Most of them were in the bedroom. And of course all the carpets are white and it's all, beautiful. And but even before she went down to the party, and she was possessed naturally, and she was talking to the priest and saying, you're going to die or whatever, and then she peed. Like that, even those little moments, that was really scary.
Yeah.
What's the demon going to do to all these people? You just have all those moments where it's like, if it might not be in your face like going down the stairs, but even the more subtle ones are still so petrifying.
I know, it's extremely disturbing. I mean, to see a little girl just peeing in front of everyone and doing it purposely, and she looks sinister doing it. I mean,
and it was just taking over, and it was just taking over her, and it was like she was just the vehicle to tell him, okay,
you're going to die soon. That's what she said right away. So she knew, which was, I'm going to get you.
Yeah, and I thought one time that she was going to really kill her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Very dangerous.
With the dresser,
Yeah.
And to see all these things too, I mean, going back first to the girl, Regan, I mean, I was very shocked to see her pee. That was very holy crap, I can't believe they're showing this right now. And I know she's possessed, but just thinking 1973, I wasn't sure how far they would go with this movie. And then the biggest disturbing scene besides the running of the stairs, but just you have this young girl who's innocent, and she has a freaking cross, and she's stabbing herself. That's right.
Yeah.
She's stabbing, her private area, and it's bleeding everywhere.
That was the most disturbing for me. That was
very...
Yeah, and it goes beyond that. It was so sexual, where she
mom
grabs the mom and shoves her down there and says, lick me. And I'm like, holy crap, this demon's
and
going...
the blood on her face, and after that...
Way beyond. I didn't know, that was going to happen. I mean, I did hear, or I think I maybe even saw it, I don't remember, which is such a big scene, but of her saying, screw, F this, and, banging the freaking... cross, but those were the only two scenes. I did see the spider walk for sure, but maybe I just heard of it.
I saw the head spinning scene.
But that's what I saw.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, in 1973, I mean, it's terrifying now, so I can see why it was banned.
To see both priests die in such a way, it's sad, but thank God. Reagan is alive, and they can to have their life back. And I feel so bad for the people that have to move into that place. I'm sure they know it's gonna.
I wouldn't go
the
there.
History of it.
No, thank you.
And how great was the staff? Chris's assistant Sharon stayed with her throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Carl and what was it, Billy or Willie? I mean, they stayed with her the whole time. I mean, that is incredible. I'd be out of there. Sorry. Send me my paycheck.
Yeah, because it gets a little I mean, you hear these stories, we see these movies where when you get possessed, it follows the person, and it can jump and attach to someone close to that person or object that it's possessed with. So I don't always know if it's about the house, or if there's some kind of
still, just to have that happen,
in that house, I'd be
absolutely.
no way.
That alone would be oh, I don't know.
No way in heck. But oh my God! And then with Marin, the fact that the demon was saying Marin. And that was backwards, right?
Right.
And knew that, or one of the souls inside the devil was talking about Marin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt bad. I didn't think he was going to die. I know he almost died a few times before. He was on these pills.
Right.
That's right.
Barely staying alive. I mean, he was struggling a lot.
Yeah, he had a heart condition, and
yeah,
for the demon to be so knowledgeable on everyone's past. that was incredible as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Man.
I really
God.
didn't think Damien was going to die. I felt
didn't think
so
so
terrible.
either.
I was like, how are they going to... I was hoping that Regan would be okay, but I'm like, how are they going to cure her? Because I thought the actual exorcism at the end was going to be really rough, but I didn't think it was going to take that long. And then we heard that it could take a longer time to do it. The first priest died. He was killed. And then here, or maybe his heart condition, but I think it was a little bit of both. I mean, it was very stressful
she
too.
was sitting there and off the bed giggling.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then the other one, like when Damien jumped out the window, like he knew he had to kill the demon or kill the vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was him, and I hated it. Yeah, that sucked that he had to die too. That was very shocking to me.
That he was a phenomenal
brave.
priest.
He was a great priest.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't your, you know, he was a boxer. I mean, he was very athletic. You know, he was a smoker, drinker. You know, you don't have that stereotypical, you know, sitting in the church all the time and doing nothing else but, you know.
He's a human being.
That's right. And that's what I liked about it. You know, he was a true, well-rounded guy.
Yeah, and he was always trying to help his mother out, but
he was brilliant too. I mean, psychiatrist.
Wow.
Yeah, and to bring his mom into this, that was really sad.
That was so sad. I wish his mom could have moved in with him or something.
Yeah, me too.
And he didn't want that, but the brother wanted that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing that I really liked in this was that we're following it. We know it's the Exorcist. We know that it's going to involve demons, a person getting possessed. And here, you know, the mother's taking her child to see all these doctors, and they're being, like, as best as they can, they're trying to diagnose what she has, and they can't figure it out. And she's getting so frustrated, but even to the extremes that we're seeing where objects are flying around and, you know, and her voice changing, and then we start to hear that she's speaking different dialects, and, you know, it's just crazy. And here, like, they're coming up. I mean, it escalated to that point later, but early on, you know, the doctors had a reason why the bed was shaking. Oh, it wasn't like the bed was shaking on its own. It was because, like,
extreme muscular.
Yeah, because it triggers something that makes you stronger or whatever, and you could have these muscular spasms.
She's like, no, I had to jump on the bed. It was
if you were on
the bed was moving when I was on there.
Yeah, if you were on that bed, you'd find out.
Yeah, and seeing her face when she's explaining this, like the bed was really shaking, and the doctor's explaining what was really happening. I mean, it does sound really crazy. So here she starts to believe the doctor to a certain extent that, maybe I saw it wrong or something, and, you know, so she started really listening to that to a certain extent. Because what would you do? Like, if you went around and said, hey, my daughter's bed was really shaking, and I jumped on the bed and it was shaking. Yeah, well, that's not really what happened. And wouldn't you just be convinced? Like, that's what's so crazy about this, because it's frustrating and we know what's going on, and we're like, oh my God, you got to do something about it. But it was interesting to see that exorcisms, which is good, I guess, to a certain extent, but that exorcisms aren't done a lot and haven't, you know, you don't really hear about that anymore, and hasn't been practiced really. So it was very, like, people trying to do this. It was novice, but you had Marin who's done it before, right? So you really didn't have much experience with it, and sadly, people are diagnosed with mental illnesses.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's, like, sad. I mean, I don't know if this is real or not, because that, like, stuff scares me, but
I know,
it kind of makes you wonder. Like,
but, you know, Damien went to the church, and he had to get approval. He had to go through a protocol. Just like when we watched The Conjuring, same thing. They had to get approval from the church to do this exorcism. And he was very truthful. You know, he didn't use holy water on the demon. He used regular tap water. So he was, like, being very truthful in his protocol, but he still had enough evidence to do, you know, to plead to them to say, hey, you know, I really feel that we can do this exorcism. Someone needs to do it. And they believed him. And they, you know, they got the right guy. I mean, Marin was great, but it's too bad that he had to die.
When her eyes turned white too.
Green, white, the vomit. Oh my
God. Vomit.
You know, when it said help me on her stomach, I wasn't sure if, because I know it was the
written
devil, the
correctly.
demon that was like making these different voices and saying "Dimmy, Dimmy," like the mom, and but when it said "help me" on her stomach, she didn't do that on her own. I felt like something inside the demon,
Right, because
caused
it was
that to
spelled
say, "Help
correctly
me."
too. It wasn't
Yeah, and
backwards.
she
like
was
if she
tied.
was inside, she'd be writing help. And it would be
That's
you know
right.
Yeah, like physically,
backwards,
yeah, I
right?
guess, yeah.
So
That's
she,
right.
you know, would she know to do it the proper
Maybe
way
it
so
was
someone
just
can
her
see
doing
it?
it, and it was just that.
And Sharon saw it of all people. Like, was she changing her? Like, how brave
would you
was
see
she?
that at night? At
You know,
night,
right?
yeah.
Like she's changing her.
That's
Like,
right.
would you go in by yourself?
That's the
as
biggest thing,
assistant?
because-
I mean,
Definitely
that's
wouldn't,
great
I'm
that she
sorry.
has an assistant that did that. But oh
Wow.
my God! Oh,
I mean, just her like Regan getting thrown around like a rag doll, and that didn't look like
I know.
she was physically doing it. It looked like
Right.
she was shaking.
Oh,
Someone outside her
yeah.
body was shaking her, so that was terrifying. But running down the stairs, I'm like, she was everybody
out.
down the stairs upside
out.
down with blood puking out of her. Like, like blood was one thing you can make excuses why that was happening, but here she's running like a spider down the freaking stairs, like no problem,
very
not
smart,
tripping.
you know?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, well, you didn't actually see that, you know, like, oh my God, at that point, I'm like, yeah, you gotta stay, you gotta like witness this.
Because
And,
someone cleaned that blood that was on the white rug.
yeah, or maybe,
Next to the pee.
not that you want to, you know, I get it, she's a good girl, and you don't ever want to hurt anyone or torture them, not that they're trying to torture them, but observe her for 6 months or 6 weeks or whatever, however long you said, a very long
6
time.
months they wanted
It's a
to
big
put her in
difference.
the hospital.
Yeah, but if she was somewhere where a lot of eyes could be on her, because she had a few people that were witnessing it, but I just felt like it took so long. And even when they saw things that were unexplainable, like they'd still be like, okay, well, I'm still not fully convinced, because I'm like, here you have furniture getting flown through across the room, like heavy furniture, and she's like tied down, and things flying across the room, a drawer opening on its own, her speaking Latin in different voices, and I know you can change your voice.
Yeah, and for her mom to be in the film industry, yes, I know her good friend, the director, died, but get a damn camera and film this. Film what's going on with your daughter. Yes, they were doing an audio tape to her, but film it and show everyone, show the doctors, the 88 doctors plus whoever they had.
Thinking about it.
You know, they couldn't help, but I mean, something's got to be done. At least have validation. I mean, you know, you don't really need the validation, but you kind of do, because I mean, look at the inspector too, just snooping around, and
I know, and
He had
for the
good-
fact
he
that
had
no
good-
one got accused of anything. I mean, I know it's a reach, but here, like, 2 people were now murdered that fell out of that, or got thrown out, jumped out of that window, and yet we didn't hear the outcome of what happened. Like, he just believes, like, okay, she was right, and does that happen in law? Like, okay, well, it was definitely possession, and they just let it go? I don't know. So, I mean, maybe they committed suicide, both of them, out of the same window, and...
Yeah, so now the inspector knows that it was her, but he's like, oh, how is she doing? Oh, that's good. You know,
and didn't actually see anything. He saw the aftermath of everything, but, you know, I think they would... Like, how do you explain that and then say, oh, yeah, it was definitely that then? Because, I mean... It's terrifying, and there's like a priest dead. There's one that jumped out the window. You know, you had the bed shaking. She was freaking levitating for a while too, and they had no video evidence of it.
Oh, jeez.
Imagine the priest that, you know, Demi's autopsy, like, would there be something that's kind of creepy about it? Like, I wouldn't want to do the autopsy.
I know. Like, would he just, like, the demon would linger in the body for a while?
Oh, good, I'm coming into you now.
And what happens now that he died? Like, does a demon just kind of go into limbo, go back to hell? I know they said it was a devil.
Back to the attic.
I know,
for
the
new
scratching. Definitely
for the
that's
new
all
owners.
about that.
Because that's where it started, up in the attic.
That's right.
Now, what about, like, living with her now? You know, I would kind of like, oh,
be
cautious,
cautious,
sweet baby. You know, Carl went with her.
Yeah,
you know, he was driving. She's behind him. I don't know. For a couple weeks at least, I'd be a little cautious.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever
she's
sleep
sweet.
again.
Yeah, she's back to normal,
Yeah,
kind
good.
of, and she doesn't remember, but she kind of did, because she looked
yeah.
at the priest's collar and she kissed him.
Yeah, like she had a
did.
feeling or something, but I am happy that she didn't remember a lot, because that would scar her for life.
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
And I'm glad her neck's okay. Hopefully she doesn't have any neck issues
Yeah,
later in
right.
life. Yeah, very disturbing, very good. Kind of what I was thinking. Like, I kind of thought it was going to be like this, but
Man,
it
I
was definitely more
very impressed.
disturbing.
Yes,
I was very
more
shocked
disturbing.
on how far they pushed this movie, like how
Hands
sexual
down.
it was, even the
That's
tongue
right.
all the time.
Yeah,
In the
and
70s.
constantly,
Yes.
the language she was using to, you know,
Yeah.
her mom
that
and
was really
that was
pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Wow.
evil.
Yeah, very good movie.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
guys
it
for
was good.
requesting
Thank you.
this, and
Yeah.
thanks for watching along with us. So
So
until
fun
next
watching it with
time.
our mom.
Now we saw it.
Yes, I know. There's been a lot of jump scares too, right? Oh my god.
For sure.
But yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, we have our full reactions in the links below if you want to check out our full reaction to this. And we'll
Oh,
see you
boy.
very soon, as
Yes.
always. Happy October.
Yes.
Bye.
Happy Halloween is right.
Bye.
Bye.